Welcome back to Sunday Night Live with Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Let's wait for some peeps to get on here. Make sure we're live. What's the sticker? Oh, I gotta get that off. Okay, so if you can see and hear me, let me know. Hello, Paul Honeyman. Hello, KP. How are you, fellas? Loud and clear. Good. All right, Paul, 30 minutes exactly, please, my friend. I am so exhausted. I'll fill you all in. I don't really want to be on here long. I can't find my powder blue hat buffering. Let me know if that continues or if that's you, KP. So welcome to Sunday Night Live. How was everyone's week? Okay, is it? I hope you all had a wonderful Father's Day. Potty break. I'm going to turn this off for now so you guys don't have to hear it running. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, did you do anything good for Father's Day? That's why I wasn't live, because, let everybody be with their families, but I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. I'm not going to be on here too long. I'll give you the lowdown on what's going on, why there was no video this week in a few minutes. I don't have to keep repeating myself. Jared's girlfriend got me these, and they're on the table, but they're gigantic, and keeps getting in my way. So I guess we'll wait for Paul. I haven't come over to your channel yet, KP. You can post the link, because I didn't get on it the last time. Okay. Is Paul back yet? As soon as Paul gets back, we'll set the timer for 30 minutes. I will be on here for. Who is you are or I am? Hi, Amy. How are you? Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Paul had to run to take a potty break. I think I may have damaged my basil. I feel like because it's an inside plant, I gave it a little bit of coffee grinds, and you can see some browning going on. I'm going to pick these leaves off. How are you? How was your week, your weekends? I wasn't on for Father's Day, obviously. Me, exhausted. Can you tell? Do I look exhausted? Just waiting for Paul to get back, and then I'll tell everything that's going on. Okay, I'm back now. Okay, good. Because KP didn't really talk. So, long story short, I'm only here by the grace of God. Let me tell you. What day was it? Wednesday or Thursday? We had such a severe storm that came in. If you remember, people that had been here for a while, when I was at Jimmy's, it was near the river. Busy? Yeah, I hear you. And when you would get storms there, they would be crazy. Storms never really frightened me or freaked me out. But anyway, I was in my son's room, and he wasn't here. And I came out, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I was like, darn, it's looking so dark. Yeah, it's an understatement. So this huge storm came in, knocked down trees, took the power out, and my power literally came back last night about 8:18. It was awful. because it was so stinking hot. I did get an air conditioner, even though he has one there. It's another story. I got an air conditioner. It was picked up for me and it was brought here, put in, tested it on an extension cord for it to work, for the person to leave. And yeah, it was just craziness. I was trying to make everything run here. Well, initially when it happened, no power. And then I overheard the maintenance telling these two really nice women upstairs, just plug your refrigerator into the outlet in the hallway. I didn't have any extension cords. It's not like I carry them in my back pocket. And yeah, so hot, trying to save my food in the fridge, trying for us to have some way to like charge our stuff, my little lantern, thank God for that thing, and 2 candles. And that's how it's been since Wednesday or Thursday night. Hello, Brook Trout. Steak dinner with my daughter and her partner. Oh, that's cool. I didn't do anything Father's Day, even though I was mom and dad. So yeah, so I think they called it Hurricane Eric. I don't know. Kind of wasn't expecting it. So there were so many trees down here and everything was black. And for toppers, something blew up right near the bed. I don't know if it was the outlet, if it was the strip cord that's supposed to prevent that, but that freaked me out. I called my son up all upset. And he was talking about near his work, there's a mall there. They closed the mall for an active shooter. I mean, craziness, nonstop. So today I'm like exhausted and I don't feel like putting up with people's mood swings in their mouth, whether it be my kid or a friend or whatever, because I'm just drained. So then I had to clean everything up last night, try to wrap up extension cords. So I ended up getting maybe like a 25-footer extension cord, industrial one, and then was still short and couldn't reach out into the hallway. Or the maintenance man said, you know, you can use the outlets out in the hallway. Because there's only like 2 people in this section where my son's place is at. So there's an outlet not that far across the hallway, and the other one's down the hallway that my neighbor used. So just a mess, total mess. All the wall walls were closed, all the street lights were out, the driving lights were out. So the person isn't allowed to be called an active shooter now because they went there intentionally to shoot someone up at that mall, which he did. He shot someone and then he fled on foot. So he's on the loose. So yeah, my body's feeling it. And I got the air conditioner in the nick of time, 6,000 BTUs, GE. I guess it didn't come with the remote, but that's no big deal. He put in a request for it to be repaired and nothing yet. So me and the dog can't take the humidity, and now we're in a heat wave. Tomorrow I think it's supposed to be 101, 102 on Tuesday. So yeah, that's what's going on here. All I cared about trying to do is get help to pull the refrigerator out because I can't lift anything anymore. A week ago, I lifted my own case of water. Remember the injury I had on my back from a Debbie's that happened on her property where I shattered my tailbone and got a concussion? Yeah, I was in severe pain with my tailbone again, and it gives me like weakness in the legs where I can't really walk right. So I dealt with that, and now I just dealt with a storm that put the power out here for, I don't know, 3-4 days. And it was so stinking hot. It was just unbearable. But like I said, all I cared about is trying to save the food in the fridge. I threw some things out. Really don't have the energy today. I went in the fridge and lost my strawberries that I just bought. So yeah, I have laundry to do, but I just don't have any energy. And I got up early this morning, took my dog out because I assumed it was going to be super duper hot here today. That's what the weather initially said. But then it rained around 11 here, and it wasn't too bad. I was just out there, and it's so sticky and hot here. So wish us luck. We are headed into a heat wave now. But before the air conditioner and the storm and all that, it was up past 90 in here. So, you know, that kind of heat can suck the life out of you. Just drinking ice water. And my favorite, I don't know. I have 3 favorite cups, I guess you could say. My Stanley and the cherry one I showed you all. But I like this one because nothing can get in my drink. I had a pincher bug that got in my straw the one day. And this one you could carry around, and it's been keeping the ice cold and all that jazz. And so I only have half of this window now for some of my herbs, and the rest I put in the living room window. So I got to remember to water them. All my orchids lost their blooms from getting too many ice cubes on my son's birthday. Oh, isn't that cute? Thank you. So, yeah. So that's what I had going on. How's everyone else's week been? There's still cleanup to do here from this storm. Like, there's just to put away. I pulled down my little camping stove from Laura the next morning when I got up and the electric wasn't on. I went right out, boiled some water, and made some coffee in my French press. And then, let me see, that was Friday. Yesterday, I turned it on right on the counter and boiled some water to make coffee and ran out. My days are so screwed up. Ran out just to get some lunch meat because we were initially told that the power wouldn't be back on until sometime today or tonight. But it's on, and now I just have to recoup from it. And I have to try to stay cool now with the dog. I think the air conditioner is working great so far, and got it just in the nick of time. So shout out to Jay for bringing over the extension cord Thursday night so the air conditioner could go on, as it was above 90 in here. It was just insane. I didn't purchase enough cords, but I gave him back all of his cords so he could return them. I have 2 to return, and he came back with a little short white like extension cord for the air conditioner, which is right there. The black underneath looks sloppy, sorry about that, but I put it on the outside to block, you know, any little cracks or anything. So yeah, I was gonna upload when I started the little seed garden thing that I got for my birthday. That's in the editor. I just couldn't upload because there was no power here at all. So, did you say you bought an air conditioner? Doesn't it? That one right there does. Okay, right there. And I ran that, you know, when I had COVID and it just got here, and it didn't even seem like it took the humidity out. And then the maintenance guy told him to submit it a few times, and he said he did, and he didn't. I can't wait anymore. So I have a 13-year-old dog, and it's been so hot that I just couldn't mess around anymore. I had to get an air conditioner. Doesn't matter anyway because I paid the electric. But it's just like last time we were running it, and it ran the electric up to 200, and it didn't even take the humidity out in the air. So I'm actually way older than my son, so I obviously know it's not working. But he said something yesterday, well, before the electric was on, I could plug it in and I guarantee it would work. So I don't know, he was in a mood too. I think we're all irritated because of the heat and just the crap, but I made it as livable as possible for him while everything was out, like to charge his phone and to have some form of light and purchase an air conditioner. You know, I did the best I could. So yeah, I don't know if he turned it in or didn't turn it in. I have no idea. I thought he was sleeping out last night, but once the lights came on, he decided he was sleeping here. So it was pretty much just he and I here with no electricity. Neighbors upstairs helped me. I helped the neighbor down the hallway, and then I helped them. Her name is Danny. She is so nice. But I feel like that's what, you know, communities should do when everything's going bad. You all have to help one another. So I did just meet another woman that's extremely nice in here. So, yeah. But unfortunately, she was on the third. It's not like a real high building here at all. It's brick, but it's not high. And I went up to help her with something, and it was sweltering hot up there, let me tell you. So if it was plus 90 in here, it was probably like 100 something in her place. But super duper nice. She was helpful. She helped me to get the refrigerator out because I'm not pulling anything heavy. I'm not lifting anything heavy because of my back. And I just have to recuperate from all this. So, but I had just went food shopping on Wednesday. So you could see, I mean, I'm sure many people lost their food in here. I can guarantee on that one. So I lost some things. And I'll have to go get some more strawberries and things like that. But that's really about it. I'm getting ready. If you saw the video where I made the Mexican chicken or the taco chicken, where I did it as a dump and go in the Instapot. Listen, I was so desperate. I didn't eat for like 3 days either. I was weighing in at 120.4. I'm like 117.9. So I probably sweated it off. Plus, I really didn't eat well. I didn't eat anything for 2 of the nights. So, you know, there was no way to cook or anything. But I did contemplate taking my Ninja out to the hallway, to the plug, and at least using the air fryer. But I wasn't even willing to open the freezer. So, hello, Ace. How are you? That was my favorite glamping gal tonight. Been better. Was just talking about, we had a huge storm here. It knocked power out for days and nights on end, and it was so hot, and it just came back on last night at 8, like 18 I think it was, and it went off. I think the storm happened like about 5:15, 5:20 here on Thursday, and it just came back on. But they were claiming it was going to come on today, so it's just been crazy. Crazy and hot, but now it's going to get super duper hot because we're going into a heat wave. I have to remember when I'm done this live to feed my sourdough. I think I forgot last night. I did get another new jar because for some reason I'm balancing like 2 sourdoughs. I feel like now that I have this air conditioner here, which at one point today I was freezing, so that's good. Yeah, I'm glad too. Thank you, Ace. It was horrible. But I feel like now that this is really like a kick-ass air conditioner, because when I got here and the heat was really bad, I don't even turn his oven on. It heats this place up something fierce. But now I'll be turning it on. So I wanted to do eclairs. Got a couple things to do that, but it was an unexpected storm that came in. And I'm talking like it was nice and suddenly it was so black. And the trees were just cracking and falling, and it was scary. And like I said, I don't know if it was the outlet that blew or if it was the strip cord that blew. So that kind of pushed me over the edge, and I called my son up like really upset. Like, I don't mess around with electric and fire like that. So yeah, I was a little bit spooked out. Maybe it was my strip cord that's supposed to prevent, you know, some of your equipment frying in there. But I'm so glad I just unplugged my phone right before that. So, and then worrying about him having to drive in the storm, and then where he works for a company. There's a mall like across the way, and there's an active shooter there. So it was like multiple things. And then him snapping and saying some things. A friend who's, carrying on. It was like, I just can't deal with it. If it gets too hot, Paul, come over. Nathaniel, yeah. But anyways, I was thinking about possibly doing like this Mexican pulled beef, but I don't want to do it until I know my son's going to eat tacos. I did pick up hard shell tacos and I have the soft ones, but I don't want to waste because now I'm not cooking Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays now anymore. Friday usually comes in with something from work or they have plans. Saturday, same thing. Like last Saturday, I baked 2 whole chickens and then they decided they were going out to eat. And then Sunday they go to her sister's for Sunday night dinner. So I'll cook all during the week, but now I'm not cooking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday anymore. Last Friday, Jared treated. It was fantastic. I did the shrimp and the baked potatoes. He picked up Alaskan king crab legs and salmon. So we had that the Friday before, not this Friday. And then last Friday, no, I made it for Saturday because I said if you're going to go over for Sunday dinner every week, we should do family's Saturday dinner here. He said okay to it, and then I ended up wasting 2 roaster chickens pretty much. So now I'm not willing to do that anymore. So that's that. Saw Jay, what was that, Wednesday or something real quick for a cup of coffee, and he dropped this off. I needed to get one because I'm messing around with sourdough, but folks, wait till you see the size of this thing. It says it's a professional digital tabletop scale. So if anyone's in here I have a scale in storage, but I need one now. It says it's it's about all it says. Professional digital tabletop scale. If anyone's in here deals with sourdough, or look at the size of this little thing. And it does have grams on here, so do you think I'll be able to use it to get an accurate measurement on my sourdough so I can make a loaf of bread already? And then I'm going to take the best part of my sourdough and then I'm going to keep it in the fridge, pull it out once a week and feed it instead of constantly having to maintain the sourdough, because I keep wanting to make a loaf. I tried to make 2 loaves and they didn't turn out, so I had to do more research. I think I kind of got it, but then it was too hot and then it was no electricity. So look at the size of this little thing. It's teeny tiny. I did stick a pot on it and put it on grams and it went to grams. So if you think this will work to measure out the sourdough starter to make a sourdough loaf, let me know. And yeah, I think you got it from Temu right there. Professional digital tabletop scale. So there's that. So before I go to put a batch in the fridge, I was going to try to make at least 1 loaf, because I know a lot of people will mess with sourdough. Amy says yes. Thank you, Amy. Tiny little thing, isn't she? Well, this is just a little cover you can keep on it. So, do you make sourdough, Amy? I know how to make the sourdough starter, and it should be a good one. I just have to feed it tonight. But I think you should double feed it when you're going to make a loaf, and you should pour it off when it's very, very active. I think I learned that. But when I did 2 loaves each time, it was really, really sticky. And I started looking it up on YouTube, and some people said they do the overnight fermentation. So I might try that. And I think I'm going to try to use bread flour instead of just regular all-purpose flour the next time I go to try to make a loaf. So wish me luck. I will bring you along the first time I actually do it. But I wanted to practice first, and I did it one day and then tried it again the next day, and they both didn't rise real high. They were kind of lower and very dense and extremely hard to work with. Sticky. So kind of gave up. I didn't quit, and I'm keeping my sourdough alive. But if you saw the jar, I picked up another one, $4, but 50% off. We have a starter that we have had for several weeks. We are going to make a loaf this week. We are new to the sourdough world. Yeah, it's interesting, but that's what I learned. I mean, the original person that taught me how to make the starter dough was my friend Pam from California. God bless her, with all that crap going on in California. Um, so I've been kind of just keeping it alive. And then sometimes I'll discard, sometimes I don't discard, but then you end up with a lot, you know. I was gonna try I was in a mood for like a fry bread, like cinnamon sugar. And I saw somebody did that with some discard in a cast iron pan, but I didn't have any power. Hello, CR, how are you? Happy Sunday. Welcome in. So yeah, I'm gonna try it again. I have to, like I said, I'll feed it when I get done. The object here is to get this sourdough. I've been feeding this sourdough, I want to say 2 months now. So I think it's pretty strong. I did forget to feed it last night. I'm almost positive of it, unless I fed it earlier in the day to get it over and done with, because there was no power, you know what I mean? So, missed what comment? Let's see. No, I said, hello, CR. How are you? I guess once we get familiar with making a loaf, Amy, I've seen some really interesting recipes. Like you can do chocolate, you can add all different kinds of stuff in it. Thanks, Paul, for that. I saw it. So yeah, if anybody watches it back, this live back, thank you very much. And if you have any tips for newbie starter people, let us know. Leave a comment down below. But yeah, I'm not giving up. I'm trying it again. I'm just trying to really build this sourdough starter up, and then I'll keep a certain amount in the refrigerator and then just feed it once a week. I meant this comment, I'll laugh out loud. Mel always has some problems every time she has to play with. She gets sticky. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I am excited. I mean, I think if anybody else would have tried it and it failed twice, they would have just been like, that's it, I'm done. But shout out to my girlfriend Angie, who's like, Mel, you'll get it. If anybody will figure it out on their, it'll be you. So thanks, Ange, for the confidence. I appreciate it. It's my girlfriend Angie. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure it out. So I have that to do. I have to feed the starter. But back to what I was gonna say, I was gonna discard some of the starter, use a little bit of avocado oil, and I was gonna make. Do you ever watch Girl in the Woods? She makes it, her sourdough is very different. That's not the moral for why I'm bringing it up. She used to take like some of her sourdough and she would take it camping and just put it in oil and fry it, and she would just put a little bit of cinnamon sugar on it. So I was going to try that, but unfortunately it didn't play out like that. It's been a really crazy week, and well, crazy week last week because I apparently can't lift anything. It throws my legs off. I feel like I can't stand. I have no balance. And I couldn't figure out like what happens to my back again. And then it clicked in my brain like you carried that case of water. So I can't do it anymore. Ever since I broke and shattered my tailbone, I think there's some type of nerve damage back there. So yes, you are. I'm not sure if you've ever been in here when Amy's been in, but we usually talk food. So that's Amy. So yeah, let's see what else. So like a fry bread, but on the sweet side. I've used sourdough discard and pancakes. That's amazing. But I have to finish going through the refrigerator tomorrow to see if there's anything else I lost. I have to check my blueberries, but I lost like 3-pound containers of strawberries. from the power going out. And, you know, the usual. They came out and cleaned up some of the big trees that were down right across where the pool house is. I mean, you were hearing them cracking like it was nothing. And I did get lucky. I am blessed because I got really upset because I looked out the window and saw like a bunch of stuff on my back part of my vehicle. Like my hatch was facing like where some of the trees are. And I was like, oh God, no. Please don't let it have broken my back window. I have a $500 deductible. No, just like a couple branches fell on it, but it didn't damage the window, so that's a blessing. On my last video, just remember it's only for laughs. Don't forget to post your link, because 2 weeks ago I had to post it and I didn't even get to go on. So there's my explanation. Long story short, why there was no video. One video a week. The last one I posted was the sliders, which were absolutely amazing. I think it was the sliders. So that was so easy and really, really good. So highly suggest that if Paul wants to post a video to that. It was on the Hawaiian rolls. What was it again? It was the chicken ranch cream cheese. Oh, it was so good. So good. And I think it's like really good recipes. There you go, KP. Really good recipes, especially when you're like busy in the garden or it's super duper hot. Throw it in and forget about it. I think are the best recipes right now, to be honest with you. I make fun of OnlyFans. I'm sure that's going to be entertaining. So yeah, if one of the moderators can post that video, I don't remember what to think. I know I did Mexican chicken. I don't even remember because I'm so tired. I didn't get very much sleep over the last few days and nights. And running the extension cord, I had to kind of leave the door open. So there's that. I had to kind of sleep near the door. Oh, so you're getting flowers now. Well, that's good. There it is. Thank you, Paul. Mel's Chicken Bacon Ranch Sliders. It is a 10 out of 10. Hands down. You can even use it as a dip, you know, for upcoming football season or if you're watching baseball. I don't know if anybody watches the Philadelphia Phillies, but they played, I guess, a couple nights ago. I don't know. I didn't get to see it with no power. But two of them ran and slid in at the same time, so that was pretty cool. But on another note, my senior has been keeping busy with mine and his channel. That's good. Give him something to do. Something to do. I did say I was going to start this little like coffee series. Mainly, I guess I got the idea because my niece buys like the, what is it called? Like the cold foam. Or like her daughter, my great niece, likes to go to Starbucks all the time. And I know how to make like the vanilla syrup and all that. So that will still be coming. I don't know if it'll be all in one. I did put a poll. Actually, my son's girlfriend put the poll on my community tab. I think she put Wawa, Dunkin' Donuts, or Starbucks. Which one is your favorite? I wouldn't have put Wawa down for sure because I know not every state has the Wawa. So just pick from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks because then the next poll will come out like, what's your top frozen coffee drink? What's your top iced coffee? You know, and then I'll bring you some so that you can save money and just make them from home. My hearing must be going. I swear Mel said that you can even use them as a tech. I did not say that. Well, there's good old Paul. Freshie. No, I didn't say that. I ain't no husband no more. Yeah, selective hearing. That's Paul for sure. So what will be coming up? It's older. It's from my birthday when I got this little herb kit to start the herb garden. I will post that. Luckily, I had a couple back videos. So, but I couldn't post anything with no internet. But yeah, so I'm deciding this week. One of them will be like hamburgers. I'm probably going to do like a Mexican style, like pulled beef. And then I have a chicken recipe that's like in a mushroom cream sauce. So that'll be coming at you. And what else? Just lots going on. So hopefully I didn't kill some of my herbs that are over here because I gave them like, I was half asleep. And I gave them a little bit of coffee grinds and didn't get right on it to water them. So I did it later. And hopefully they'll be all right. It's the new air conditioning. It's a GE. No, that's your 30 minutes. All right. A couple more minutes. So what else did I want to say? That's where I've been. Nothing too exciting. And I'm going to post a herb gardening video. And I think this week I'm going to make that pulled beef. So when I make that, I'll record it for you. Don't forget to go over and check out the community tab for the favorite place to get coffee, Starbucks or Dunkin'. Just ignore the Wawa unless you have a Wawa near you. Because I think Jared's girlfriend's going to help with this little coffee collab that we're going to do. So there's that. The dog's doing much better now that there's air. You know, she's an old lady for that kind of heat. So am I, for sure. There was only 2 outlets, so we kind of had to, you know. I think Jared opened the freezer maybe once, and Jay said, like, whenever the power goes out, don't ever open the freezer. And he didn't. I did go in and open the refrigerator the next day to take out creamer to make coffee, but it stayed shut. And so I want to say if it went off at 5:20, it was probably plugged into electric by like 1 o'clock. So it's good fun. He wishes. Now let's not even go there. He wishes. So I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. And yeah, thanks for sticking out with me. I just try to keep jumping over these things that keep happening. That's the best I could do, you know. And I'm exhausted. So that's why I told Paul to let me know when it was 30 minutes. Eventually we'll get back to maybe at least an hour, hopefully. So now that my son's distracted with a girl, well, a full fridge or freezer goes longer. Yeah, that is true. And there was like, I stocked up on a lot of ground meat this time. I think my body's been craving red meat, which is so weird, but that's how I was gaining weight. So yeah, I finally made it to 120.4, but now with the no electricity, no way to eat, and the heat, when I got on Sue's scale, when the electric was off, it said I was 117.4, I think it was. So I'm not going to sweat it. I still don't have an appetite, to really be honest with you. I had a turkey and cheese sandwich earlier. That's all I had today. Last night was like my first meal. I had, it's from a fully like organic place up here, Honey Grow. And I ate the whole thing. It's like a little bit bigger than a pint, but they stack it. And I had 2 proteins in it, crab and shrimp, extra garlic, snow peas, maybe like green beans. Even the noodles it's all made there on site. And my stomach was killing me after that because I didn't have any food for a couple days, you know. So I'll get back to it. I just need air and good rest. Tomorrow will be 101, or tomorrow will be 100. The following day will be like 102. So when I was a kid, every time we had a power, you know, Dad would always fill the bathtub with cold water, all the steel packages from the fridge to the bathtub to the power. Yeah, I'd be worried about, you know, some of these Ziploc baggies, some water does get in it. I just figured the ground meat was so solid frozen, and I put a bottle of water in there. I think the day of the storm, and it was taking a little bit for it to completely freeze, but it did. I had to take the bottle of water with me to walk the dog because it was that stinking hot, and I felt like I was going to fall over. I don't walk her as far when it's that hot. And then I went and got the bottle of water to show the neighbor, like the condition of my freezer. She lost the stuff in hers, but she didn't have as much as me. But that bottle of water on Saturday, was it? Or Sunday, was solid frozen. So I think the meat being so frozen probably helped tremendously. But I did get rid of, like, I took chicken out to make chicken breast out to make for dinner. So that was in the fridge. I threw that out. I threw Jared's like leftover Chinese food out. I lost some strawberries. I got rid of the milk and just picked up like a half a gallon because I didn't know it was going to come on last night. It wasn't supposed to come on to today, which is insanity. You know, between the heat and everything else, to leave people without electric for that long is just off the chain. But I think they said it was, I don't really know that. I think it was a Hurricane Eric, I think. It just quick blew in here and caused some serious damage. So that's that. Wish my herbs good luck that they bounce back. I only gave them a little bit. It was from the French press. I just poured a little bit in because house plants after a while, even though they're herbs, you know, and I let the wind blow on them. So I don't know. I didn't get back over to add the water onto it, so maybe like a half an hour later, because I had a distraction. And sometimes you can burn your plant with that, but some coffee has nitrogen in it. So I used some of that in my plants. And parsley and everything else is over on the other window. It's all doing pretty good. So I mean, if I lose the basil plant, is it the end of the world? No, but it's my most tallest one right now. So that's all. What else? Let me think. I think that's it. So if you're headed into this heat wave that we're going into, good luck, God bless. Oh yeah, that isn't it. And I guess there's an elephant in the room of what transpired last night. But hey, somebody had to do something about it, you know what I mean? I think for the safety of the world. So there's my opinion on what took place last night. A little nervous about it, but it is what it is. I'm not going to go against them. I saw a lot of in-house fighting on X this, like, last week. I think it was, you know, about this Iran thing. I think it's more over Israel or whatever, but it is what it is. You know, it beats giving them billions of dollars to keep being in the same position. So I've been in a heat wave for months. We have been getting some rain. Oh, you're getting rain? I do think we had one of the rainiest springs here. I was trying to explain that to my son. Someday I'll get the AC fixed. You should get it fixed. You don't have it fixed. We got rain here today, but honest to goodness, this was our first weekend to where it was full sun, go figure, because I didn't have any power. It was the first weekend where it didn't rain. Wasn't calling for it, and then it rained this morning, like maybe 10 to noon, and then you can feel how sticky and hot it got out there. It is already getting really, really hot. I think it said we were at like 90 before I even went live. So I think it's tomorrow. We're supposed to be in the hundreds. So drink lots of water. Stay cool. Don't overdo it. That rain attachment is helping the plants. Oh, I'm sure it is because of the nitrogen that's in the rainwater. That's awesome. But yeah, it's one of the wettest springs that we've ever had here because summer is, oh, the 20th. Happy summer, everybody. 2 days late. It's officially summer. The picture for tonight's live was what my moon looked like for the strawberry moon. So that's a picture I took up in the trees and used that for tonight's picture. So, okay, that's officially it. Love yous all. God bless America. Everyone be safe. Stay cool. Drink your water in the heat wave. And hopefully no more storms here. So stay tuned. I will at least upload the little herb garden kit. It would be cute for like if you have kids or grandkids. That's how I started all this, except for the mint and something else I bought. The dill, I think. No, I bought the rosemary, and I bought the one herb did die. What did I purchase? The rosemary. Oh, and the sage plant. That's the only two that I purchased. So I'll upload that and then I'll give you a food video this week. So just wanted to come on quick live, give you the rundown, show you the baby little digital tabletop scale. Wish me luck on sourdough. As soon as I get it right, I will bring you along. And yeah, that's all I got for you. I'm going to click the air back on. Do like maybe 3 more things, and then my butt is going to bed. I'm exhausted. So drink your water. Only water your plants in the morning or later at night. Don't forget. And I hope everyone is having a bountiful garden. I wish I was. I want a bunch of zucchini, so I'll have to go find a farmer's market, get some zucchini. And just a couple of fresh things. I mean, I did buy tomatoes, but anyway, love you all. Have a great week. Stay safe. God bless America. And I will see you next Sunday. Ugh, I'm not even acknowledging that. Okay, I'm just going to hold up this little goofy little food scale in order to end the video. That's the ending picture, please don't mind. But thank you, moderators. I appreciate it. Good seeing you, Amy. Sorry it's not super exciting. I'm just really tired. And I will catch you next Sunday and throughout this week. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.